Hey, it's Mike from Party for Crafts, and I am here with my new EufyMake E1 UV printer. And this UV printer can do 3D texture. I'm just sitting here trying to figure out what I'm going to do first. This thing has so much potential. It can print on tile, metal, glass, tumblers, bare metal tumblers, powdered tumblers, sublimation tumblers. It can print on just about anything you can think of. It can print on wood and plastic and acrylic. You can print on mirror acrylic, and then everything that's supposed to be white shows through. Or you can print on things with a white underlayment and then cyan, magenta, yellow, and black over it with a glossy coating with multiple layers of white to make it 3D so you get texture. This thing, I don't even know where I'm going to start. I know the first place that I have to start is getting it all set up. And you know my shtick on this channel is I try to see how easy something is by not really watching any videos or reading any instructions about how to do it. I will read the safety instructions, the setup, and maybe the quick start guide, and that's it. And by doing that, this is my first UV printer ever. By doing that, I can tell you how easy it is to use to see if I can use this brand new machine. I've never used anything like it before. I'm a laser guy, and we'll see how well I do with it with very little preparation. But once I get it set and I figure out how to use it, I'm going to show you how to combine this UV printer with a laser to do custom cut and engrave keychains and ornaments and picture frames, all kinds of stuff where you cut out the shape on the laser, print it on the UV printer. You have the ability to make full color, laser cut, UV printed objects with infinite possibilities. There seems to be no limits to what this thing can do. So I'm going to test it. I'm going to make sure that it does everything that it says it can do, try them all out. I got it with a bunch of materials. I got it with tile and glass and canvas and picture frames and coffee mugs and tall, skinny tumblers and handle tumblers and just all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to try all of those out first to learn the basics. I'm going to answer all of your questions, and then I'm going to start combining the UV printer with my laser cutter. So in the comments, tell me what questions you have. What have you been wondering about this machine? What have you heard? What rumors have you heard? And you want to confirm whether they're true or not? Do you want to know how much the ink costs, how difficult it is to clean, how much ink does it use when it's just sitting and it's going through the maintenance process? All of these questions, if you have these questions, either put them in the comments on the Facebook page where I'm posting this, or put it in the YouTube comments on my YouTube page. All right, I'm going to get this thing set up. I'm going to show you the basics of how to do it. This is not going to be a full-on setup tutorial. There's already dozens of those on YouTube. So I'm going to get it set up. I'll do a quick overview of it, and then I'm going to walk you through some projects and get to combining this with the laser cutter. I am really excited about this. I cannot wait to see what it can do. All right, let's do it. Okay, now much of the rest of this setup process is on my phone through the app, getting it to set up the ink and prime the system and all that stuff. So I won't make you watch that. There are other people who have done screen captures of that. I might show you some of the details, the physical setup, putting the ink cartridges in and the cleaning kit in and the filter in and things like that. Then at some point, I'm going to let you know what this is and what it's used for also. All right, so I'm going to go through the whole setup process now, and then at the end, I'll let you know if I hit any snags or how difficult or how easy it was. I'd not yet shown you the set of ink that comes with it. It also comes with the cleaning cartridge that I need to put in now. So you have cyan, magenta, yellow, black, white, and gloss. So this is the cleaning cartridge, and it is not empty. It has liquids in it. And some of those liquids can be harmful to you, so you're supposed to wear a face shield or goggles and gloves and maybe even a mask to filter out fumes while you're putting it in. I'm going to put my safety equipment on, and I'll use the plastic bag to put it in instead of gloves. You have to pull these orange plugs out as well. And it did give off a little bit of a smell when I first opened it up. This is going to take two hands, so I'm going to turn you off right now. Each one of the slots tells you what color cartridge goes in it, so it would be really difficult to put them in the wrong place. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the boxes now and put them all in. And they're curved on one side, flat on the other, so it'd be nearly impossible, too impossible to put them in the wrong way. They do have a bit of smell to them as well. All right, now the last step before I get to all the stuff on the phone is to put the filter in. This is a high efficiency activated carbon filter, as you can see there, and it filters out all the resin smells and fumes. It goes right inside the machine, and I'll show you that right now, and then we're ready to start setting it up in the phone. Tells you this side's facing out. Keep the text facing the right way. Pop that in, put the cover back on, and we're ready to go. All right, I'm doing my first test print on one of the magnetic tiles, and it's doing all the measurements and camera alignment and all that stuff before it starts. Here we go. All right, here we go, my first print. All right, there it is, my first print finished. So this is a textured image of the moon, and you can see there's a little bit of depth to it. Came out great on a magnetic tile that came with the machine. It looks really good. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do today and tomorrow, I'm going to run a bunch of different prints on this thing. And the question that everybody has and the information that's out there says these machines don't do well when they just sit. I'm going to be leaving for a week. I'm just going to let it sit plugged in so it can run its maintenance and do all of that stuff. And then I'm going to come back, run a print, see how it goes. And I will let you know, like real world, how does it work after being left sitting for a week? This is so cool. I'm going to hang this on my refrigerator. All right, here's the final stats for that project. It took 16 minutes and took 1.65 milliliters of ink. The ink is about 50 cents per milliliter, so that took about 80 cents worth of ink to print that magnet. That magnet came with the printer, so I don't know how much they cost if you buy the blanks, but they're probably pretty inexpensive, and a magnet like that could sell for, $5, $7, $10 at a craft show. So that 80 cents of ink is not a big deal when you look at it. So I'm pretty satisfied with this print. I'm going to do a few more things and I'll add them to this video, let it sit for a week, and then try it again and see how it goes. Another question that I hear sometimes is whether it's tacky when it's finished and if it needs some time to dry, but this is not tacky at all. Straight out of the machine. It's been out for 30 seconds and it doesn't smear. It's not sticky, nothing. So pretty satisfied. There's nothing on my no residue on my hand where I was rubbing it or anything. So pretty impressed with that. That looks amazing. Okay, next up, I'm going to do another ceramic magnet, and this one requires a little explanation. A coworker of mine was having a conversation with a student, and then he came over to me and said, "Hey, you use AI. Could you use AI to make an image of buff Albert Einstein? I need it to play a joke on the student." This is what AI came up with, and I haven't laughed so hard in a long time. So I'm going to make him a refrigerator magnet with buff Albert Einstein on it. And this one I'm doing on the computer this time. The test prints that I did were all on the phone app. So this allowed me to add texture to it and tell it if I want like a white background or not, using the ceramic setting, how much white underbase I want, and all kinds of settings like that. So I'm going to give it a shot and see how it goes. All right, here's the stats. Buff Albert Einstein took 12 minutes and 0.79 milliliters of ink, which is about 40 cents worth of ink. So let's go take a look and see how it came out. All right, there it is. Buff Albert Einstein with texture. That looks amazing with the magnet on the back. Came out great. All right, next up, I'm going to be printing on one of these big art canvases, and that will require switching to the larger bed, which comes in this box. Oh, there's the quick start guide. Yeah, it's in there. All the test prints are on the small bed, so I hadn't even opened the large bed yet. And there's the quick start guide. Who needs it? This is the sticky layer that goes on the bed, and then it all goes on here. And then we pop it in. There's just one lever, and the little one comes out, and the big one goes in. So the large bed also has this white layer on it that says "Do not remove before printing test." I already printed the test in the little one, and I don't know if I'm going to have to print another test in the big one. So I'm just going to leave it on there for now. The canvas doesn't move around too much with it on there, but eventually that's going to peel off. There's a sticky base that goes underneath it, and then the canvas will stick to it so it doesn't move during the printing. But if it tells me I have to run a test, then I will leave this on here, take the canvas off, and run the test. All right, we'll see. And I also opened the back door so that the larger bed could go in and out. All right. Well, I have to admit that I was wrong. I don't think those words have ever come out of my mouth before. This really did just take 16 minutes to print and only about 80 cents worth of ink. And it came out really good. Look at that. I think that's great. Came out fantastic. Very happy with that. All right, so here it is. On my very first day, I was able to complete these 7 projects, and I learned a lot. Most of them came out great. Some of them I had to redo the settings. Like this was with 2 layers of white, and this was with 6 layers of white. So I learned if you want leather patches, the color to pop, you have to do more white. That was the sample one. This was a joke one I did for a friend. Actually, it looks better than it showing up there. It's just glossy. And then here I learned the difference between standard and high quality images. And this, I just can't believe how good that came out. So I'm going to be talking more about these projects shortly, and I'm going to be answering more questions like, is it difficult? Does it smell? Is the ink expensive on these projects? All of those kind of things in upcoming videos. But if you have other questions that you would like to ask, go ahead and drop them down in the comments and follow me so you'll see more in the future. All right, I'll see you next time.